Welcome back to the beginning prior to my awakening. This is your host, Mental Stimulant, coming through on this beautiful, beautiful day. Guys, I don't know about you, but it is gorgeous outside. But, I'm in the middle, at the beginning of a fast, and I received a download explanation of certain things that are done sexually. It puts you in the mind of, the things that are going on with the celebrities, the accusations that are made about a lot of the men in the industry being down low and gay and, certain acts taking place at parties and such. But I was given a download on it's not necessarily about the sex itself. The sex is simply a tool, a means, a portal. Men on men is simply a way for them to transfer energy. Because a lot of these men, you'll see they're in relationships with women. They date women, but they also have these engagements with same sex. What I have been privy to realize is a lot of times when you're having sex with a high vibrational person, so many things can be used to cipher the energy from that individual. Some of the individuals are naive and don't really have no spiritual compass to know any better. You know what I'm saying? You can siphon energy from people all different ways. When you traumatize someone and they live and relive that trauma over and over again, it keeps them in such a low vibrational place, which leaves an opening for energy to be siphoned, for people to become possessed, for different entities to run in and out of their avatar on a spiritual level. And I've said this before. When you have sex with someone, it is spiritual. You're sharing with that person your gifts, your blessings, your creativity, everything that makes you you, your aura, your likeness, everything. So when you trash your avatar, when you don't keep your vessel clear, it also acts as a portal to be manipulated by dark forces. It keeps you from getting the awareness that you need, your cognitive functions to work properly, to alert you to different things. When you drink, when you smoke, when you offset the functions of your body in any way, it negatively affects you spiritually. Because there's also been a thing going on around. I'm going to give you some examples. A guy was messing with a woman that was high vibrational, that had gifts and everything else. This woman was unaware of these things. This man was a player, very low vibrational, and the woman at the time was low vibrational as well. What he would do, the relationship was put in a sort of sneaky link situation, you understand, to where he would sleep with her, but he also had a main woman at home. Between him and that woman and every other lover that he had, they siphoned the gifts, the blessings, the creativity from that woman and shared it between each other by them also having sex, to where the initial person couldn't really get ahead because they were being drained. This is how sex is a portal for everything spiritual. You know, a lot of times in life, some of us have hard times and hardships, and we don't really understand. It's because of who we're giving our blessings away to. Like also when children when children are victimized, it's because the purity of their spirit. Children are the closest people to God because they have just left him, you understand, on a spiritual level. So if you sodomize, if you abuse a child, what's really happening is they're draining that child's spirit, their creativity, their star qualities, you know, their promises for wealth in the future. You know, everything is spiritual, although it doesn't seem that way. You know, a lot of us are being tricked because we're not being taught this properly. They keeping us in the blind because there's people that have knowledge of this, that this is how they run their whole empires. This is how they run generations of their lineage. You know, a lot of these cursed bloodlines that have been doing witchcraft, voodoo, and all these things on innocent people. This is how the rich get rich most times. It's not about what you think. I'm trying to compose as much as I can into this because I know the upload is going to take so long, but we have to be mindful about our sexual activities, what we put in our body, the type of music and information that we consume. Like all of this ties in together. It all plays a part. The more tarnished your avatar is, the more spiritually you're going to be, what's the word? At a disadvantage. At a disadvantage. Sometimes you have to put yourself first. Not sometimes, all the time. You have to put yourself first. Is this person you laying down with 6, 7, 8 other people? So you're sharing your blessings, your life force, and all of these things with all these other people. Not to mention the 3D effects of babies and STDs and things of that nature. You know, we have to be more realistic and more knowledgeable about what's going on. A lot of these things going on with these celebrities, it's about a transfer of wealth. How do you think these people stay wealthy? They're conducting rituals in the background in the scenes of things. They're taking innocent, like some of them child stars that have been traumatized for years. They have been having their energy drained for years. Their star qualities. That's why a lot of them didn't make it out into adulthood with their popularity. Some of them fell along the wayside because you have to look at those mentors that was over those people that 9 times out of 10 was having sex with them, draining them of their spiritual energy, draining them of all those qualities that were God-given for them to have a prosperous life. We have to wake up. We have to wake up. There's the bigger scheme of things. You look at some of these people and you say, this person is not even that creative. Oh, they're not even that popular. But they got millions. How do they stay in power? Some of these popular celebrities have been in power for years. How? They have to fuel that creativity, that star quality. Where is it coming from? I want everyone to be cognitive, man. it's very important that we become closer to the Creator, because the times is way different than they have ever been. It's a real war going on outside there. You know, a lot of us are still sitting on the bench. Like, you have to wake up. You have to wake up. Sometimes your whole lineage relies on it. Are you going to give away your bloodline by being naive? Think about it. Think about it. Because you throw away what was meant for your life by out here shucking and jiving. Decades of your children's children have to live these same impoverished lives. They could have been meant to be wealthy, to be abundant, but it's given away by naivety. A lot of parents is falling into, I want immediate gratification, I want wealth and all these things right now, so they're willing to do unspeakable things. Unspeakable things. And you didn't curse children that are not even here yet to hard lives. Shame on you. We gotta wake up. We gotta wake up. If you don't care about nothing at all, care about your children, man. Have a great day. Peace.